Hi, it's Jeremy. Welcome back. We're going to be talking about scale degrees today. Invite you to go check out the website studymusicfree.com. Okay, so in our last lessons about scales, we talked about how scales are a collection of pitches from the octave, and scales are most typically identified by the number of pitches that they have and the distance between the spacing between the pitches within the octave. So we talked about whole steps and half steps and all that business and how the diatonic scales are constructed. Each diatonic scale has 7 unique scale degrees. I've got a C major scale here on the bass clef, and we talk about the different uh, steps of the scale in a couple different ways, and we refer to them as scale degrees. So, we can refer to them numerically, like the first scale degree, second scale degree, fifth scale degree, so on and so forth. But we also talk about the function of the scale degree within the scale. And in tonal music, which is music based on keys and scales, in tonal music, the scale degrees have different functions, and they're not all the scale degrees are not all equally important. Some scale degrees are more important and more emphasized than others, and they function relative to each other. They have different functions in relation to the other scale degrees of the scale. And so, probably intuitively, the first scale degree is the most important. And then the other scale degrees have different relative importance within the music. So we label the first scale degree as the tonic, then the second is the supertonic, the third is the mediant, the fourth is the subdominant, the fifth is the dominant, the sixth is the submediant, and the seventh is the leading tone, or sometimes it's the subtonic. How can you tell which it is? Well, when the distance between the seventh scale degree and the upward neighboring tonic is a half step, then it's the leading to be considered the leading tone. When it's a whole step, then it's a subtonic. So in the major scale, the seventh scale degree is naturally a leading tone. That is, remember our pattern of whole steps and half steps: whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Uh, in the major scale, this is naturally a half step. From the seventh scale degree to the upward neighboring tonic is naturally a half step. In the minor scale, if you remember, it's a whole step. And so in the minor scale, the seventh scale degree is naturally a subtonic. In the major scale, it's naturally the leading tone. Okay, so as I said, the tonic is the most important scale degree, has the most important function within tonal music. The next most important is the dominant, and especially the relationship between the tonic and the dominant is very, very important in tonal music. The relationship between the subdominant and the dominant is also very important, and the subdominant with the tonic. We also have very important functions around the seventh scale degree, the leading tone. These are probably the most important scale degrees in tonal music. The harmonies that are built upon these scale degrees are functionally the most important. Not that these other scale degrees don't get included, but the harmony that's based upon the tonic, dominant, subdominant, and leading tone tend to be the most important and emphasized harmonies in tonal music. Okay, so hopefully that was a good introduction to scale degrees.